Okay, everybody, so tonight's homework is going to be a short review on the Navi that we're learning in class right now. It's going to be an outside review, not an inside review. It's going to be an outside review of the Navi, specifically on chapters 19 and on chapters 20. And Emirat Hashem, we're going to go over both of them right now. In chapter 19, we learn a completely new story, or a different story. After we learn about Micha and his idol, and how Dan, the tribe of Dan, took Micha's idol, we then learn about the next thing. What's the next thing we learn about? We learn about a man that was a Levi. And this Levi went to the house, went and got married to a woman called, we actually don't know her name, but she was from the tribe of Yehuda. She was called a Pilegesh. Why was she called a Pilegesh? Because she was treated like a wife, but she was not given all the privileges that a wife gets, which is like a Kesuvah, for example, which is a document that protects her in the marriage. And it's not a good idea to have a Pilegesh. You should marry the woman or not marry her. There shouldn't be such a thing as a Pilegesh. But at the end of the day, this is what the man did. Now this Levi, we don't know his name. It doesn't say it in the Torah, because this Levi made a lot of mistakes, to be honest with you. He wasn't exactly a good person. He had major anger issues. And as a result of this, one day when he came home from work, or from the field, his wife had made for him food, and he found in the food a fly. He was super upset. Again, it's normal. Flies sometimes get into soup. He was very upset. And he screamed at her and yelled at her and so on. A couple days later, she made for him another dinner. And when he came and he ate the dinner, he found for her inside of it a hair. And he was so upset. He started screaming at her again and yelling at her, and she was not happy like this. So she left, and she went to her father's house. She went back to her father's house in the tribe of Yehuda, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what happened is after she went there, he got lonely, and he missed his wife. So after about 4 months, some people say it is a year and 4 months, what does he decide to do? He decides he's going to go get her back. So he goes back to his wife, and he goes to find her by her father's house. When he gets there, her father is very happy to see him. He says, "Oh, amazing. I'm so happy to see you. I'm happy that you want to make up and not fight anymore, and you want to stay married, of course." And so he spends a few days there. Now, eventually he wants to leave. He wants to go back with his wife. Baruch Hashem, they made up. They were not upset anymore, and things were good. But the father-in-law kept on trying to keep them there. He kept on trying to keep them there for another day and another day and another day. But they were getting tired of this, and eventually the Levi said, "I'm going back to my house. Bye-bye. Have a good day." And he goes, and he takes his wife with him. He also had a servant. When they got close to the city of Giva, they were originally going to go to a non-Jewish city at that time called Yavin, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Yerushalayim. The city of Yerushalayim. At that time, was controlled by the non-Jews, but he didn't want to go there. He said, "I want to go to a Jewish city." So he went to the city of Giva, but Giva was not the best city out there. When he got there, nobody would invite him to his house. Nobody wanted to invite him there. So he was waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, at the end of the night, what happened is an old man came and invited them to come into the house. And so they came to his house. And while they're eating, a group of men, a gang of men come, and they start banging down the door. So the Levi, they say, "We want the Levi, bring the Levi out." Now the Levi doesn't want to come out. This Levi does not want to do that. So instead, what do they do? He goes and he says, "I'll give them my wife. They can beat her up. They're going to beat me up, they can beat her up." Now this was obviously an awful thing to do. A husband always protects their wife and always treats them well, and it always stands in front of them to protect them. That is not what he did. There's a reason we don't know this man's name. He was not a good person from what we could tell, or at least he had very bad midot tovot. Now he takes his wife and he pushes her out the door. And this gang of men from the tribe of Binyamin go and they beat her up, and by the end of the night, she is so badly beaten, she's almost dead. And she walks back to the house, but by the time she gets there, she collapses on the floor, and some people say that she died there, some people say she died in the middle of the night, because the husband was too afraid to open the door. When he opens the door in the morning, he sees that she is dead, and he's very upset. What does he do? He goes and he takes her body, and he cuts it up into 12 pieces, which we are not allowed to do al pi Torah, but that's what he did. Why did he do that? Because he wanted to send a message that had a lot of shock, that people would be so surprised and shocked at what this is that they would do something about it. And that's exactly what he wanted to happen. So he took his wife's body and he cut it into 12 pieces, and he sent the 12 pieces all over the land of Eretz Yisrael to each of the 12 tribes. And with that, we'll end for the night. Please remember to write 3 lines of notes on tonight's class, at least 3 lines on notes. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.